Hi guys and dolls, divinedivak here, and I'm here to share with you my Taxol journey. Hi guys and dolls, divinedivak here, and I am here to share with you another installment in my cancer journey, and I'm going to be talking about Taxol, my first 8 treatments in Taxol. So that is the second phase of my chemotherapy treatment. I share videos from a mature perspective. I do hauls and reviews on makeup, wax melts, fragrances, and from time to time I do a small YouTuber forum where we share ideas about how to grow our YouTube channel. If any of these ideas or things interest you, definitely, number 1, subscribe. Number 2, comment below. So on with the video. So my Taxol journey is the second phase. If you're interested in seeing the rest of my cancer journey so far, I will put a card above and I will link it below. The first half of my chemo treatment was AC, and I talk about AC, and I also talk about the side effects. So the second course of treatment after I finished my AC was Taxol. I actually have 12 treatments of Taxol. I'm going to talk about the first 8. I will have to say that after AC, the first treatment of Taxol was a breeze. It was a dream. I had no side effects. I mean, to speak of, because the AC was so horrific and the side effects were so drastic that the first Taxol was fine. I didn't really experience any kind of major, quote unquote major, because they're really not major, but the side effects started to happen around 5 or 6 is when I started to notice a trend. And squeamish alert, the trend that I noticed was 2 to 3 days after treatment, I would have a bout of diarrhea. Even though constipation has always been the name of the game, I would find that I would have diarrhea at least once in between the treatments. And then the rest of the time I was relatively okay. Didn't like the first 4, pretty much okay. Then I started to have a little bit of heartburn, probably around 6, which was new, and nausea, which I never really, of all the things that I felt in AC, nausea wasn't one of them. So with Taxol, the nausea, I started to feel nausea. And then between 7 and 8, I had a new symptom, and that was, I woke up, this is a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 4th day after treatment, I woke up and I felt like I was just so swollen. My whole body was swollen. So it's a very disconcerting feeling. I checked my blood pressure. It was up a little bit, but still within normal range, but it was up. I felt like a balloon and that my whole body was swollen, and if you stuck a pin in me, I would just, explode. And it was very disconcerting. And I also had a case of diarrhea, second case of diarrhea, which was unusual because I usually knew I was going to have at least one, but actually it was my first case of diarrhea on that Tuesday. Usually have about one, those little 4 days as opposed to 2 days out, so I was okay because I was looking for it. And then so I said, okay, if I got through that day, I wasn't going to call and talk to anybody. As the day progressed, I started to feel better, more normal. And then in my right arm, I had some kind of numbness, but the numbness was only in the top portion of my arm, not down by my fingers, which is where the neuropathy and stuff is supposed to happen in your fingers and your toes. I have been icing during treatment my fingers and my toes. I think that has kind of forestalled a lot of the neuropathy that could have happened. But it was disconcerting because it was like up here on my upper arm. Didn't really go much past my elbow. That was for day 4. Day 5, I had diarrhea again. And I was like, what the hey? I'm only supposed to have 1 bout of diarrhea. And so I had that second bout of diarrhea, and I was like, oh man, this is not good. Because this was the first time, treatment 8 was the first time I was going to try to drive myself to treatment. Now, my brother's been driving me to all the treatments up to this point, but there was a little conflict of interest in his ability to pick me up, and I didn't want to really stay for hours after I was finished with treatment. I didn't want to stay. So I opted to drive myself. So I was like, oh man, the week that I decide to drive myself is the week that we have issue. That's really crazy. I'm getting these crazy side effects, and I might not be able to go to, drive myself to treatment. So I was kind of concerned. But Thursday, which was the day before my treatment, I actually felt excellent. So I drove myself to treatment for treatment number 8, and things went just about as normal. I was a little bit tired, but when I got home, I had my lunch, but then I slept for like 2 hours. Bam, I was gone for 2 hours, which was very unusual because the last time I've slept that much after a treatment was with the AC and not with Taxol. So I'm wondering, I only have 4 treatments left. I'm wondering now, they say the Taxol is cumulative because you're having it every week as opposed to having it every other week, so your body has a chance to kind of regroup itself. I think that that's part and parcel of why I'm getting more symptoms, and I was just so tired at the end of that one, which was like how I felt. I was a little bit tired after treatment number 2 of the AC, but the real tiredness happened at treatment number 3. So that was kind of just unusual for me, just kind of, because I'm usually not that tired. My brother and I usually go out and have lunch, we go shopping, we do different things. So it was very unusual that happened. But that, so far with Taxol, I have to still say it's better than in the AC. Haven't really had any other side effects. So happy I only have 4 treatments left. I'm going to be watching for any new